Last summer in Bucaramanga, Colombia, I had to face what I was terrified to do. My family was jumping off a mountain, paragliding. When we piled into my uncle's car and his friend's beat-up red truck and drove up the mountain, I knew I was in trouble. I, Alejandra, was horrified. The ride up the mountain was agonizing, the slow dragging traffic and the dizzying curves. "I'm going to do this," I whispered. "Nothing can stop me." We were still miles, kilometers away. My cousin said, "I'll go too. I mean, isn't that what you always say? You only live once, right? So, YOLO?" She sounded confident. I knew I was bluffing. "Yeah, why not? It's not like we can die or anything," I said, the fear evident, well, at least to me, in my voice. "Are you going, Gio?" Gio said, "I don't know. I'll see." I could have sworn he was humoring us. He would never jump off a mountain. I glanced at my 10-year-old cousin. "Don't look at me. I'm too young. They won't let me." He laughed as if he knew something we didn't. I felt like we would fly off the mountain every time there was a bump in the road. "We're going to die," I said. Being dramatic had always been my thing. As the car bumped its way over the rocky terrain, my cousin and I screamed at whatever unseen force there was. I prayed that the paragliding company had taken a day off. Maybe they had taken a siesta? I said, "Please let it be closed. It'll be closed, just watch." The car rode to a stop. It wasn't closed. I could see it, what I had always wanted to do since I had first visited my grandma's house in Bucaramanga. A bright blue and orange paraglider slid to the top atop the highest mountain in the world. Not really, but it looked like it. The view was jaw-dropping, the city in the distance, the clouds making it seem as if it had come from a dream. I couldn't wait to leave. We stepped out of the car, onto a rocky red sand-filled mountain, and I regretted wearing sandals. As I stepped forward into my doom, a dog assaulted me, and my first thought was, great, this is a man from God to drive away, now and fast. My mom stepped out of the other car and asked, "What do you think?" I didn't know where to run or stay quiet, so I stayed put. I kept thinking about falling and how my mom would explain to my dad that I had slid out of the harness and learned I really couldn't fly. The lady who took our money told us to pick the person who was going first. I had made up my mind. I wanted this, and it was going to be me, even if it meant I would die. I stood straight and volunteered, "Yo voy primero." My cousin and I argued, back and forth. "No, me," she said, with calm patience and the burning energy I had always associated with her. "Please," I heard the plea in my voice. The stubborn child who was used to getting what she wanted. "I want to go first." But I knew I had lost before the words were uttered. Her walk up to the parachute was determined, her ride exciting to watch. I could hear her screams whenever she wasn't hidden by a tree. I took pictures, trying to steady my nervous hands in order to get a great shot. As soon as she landed, I was at her side, waiting to be strapped in. The guy who would fly with me sized me up, as if he wondered if I could go through with it. I wondered too. "Put your hands here." He held out a strap. There was a never-ending amount of them. "Wait until I tell you when to jump." I waited, and at his signal, I jumped. My feet and his lifted into the air, and in that moment, I knew I would die. I gripped the strap so hard my fingers went numb. I forgot everything he told me to do. My scream pierced through the air. He tried asking me questions about why I was there, what I did, anything to calm me down, even as the wind rattled us up into the air. I knew the fall down was a long way, the pointy trees offering no cushion. But I didn't fall. I stopped screaming and noticed for the first time that this wasn't as bad as I had imagined. I wasn't being knocked over. My feet weren't brushing against the ground. I wasn't falling at high speeds. I was floating. It was calm, and the view was beautiful. The breeze sprayed the water falling from the mountain against my skin. The parachute was no longer my enemy, but my protector, and I knew that as long as there was wind, I would arrive home, safe. My dread wasn't justified. Despite how risky it once seemed, I learned that to have a great experience, I would have to step outside the realm of my fears.